So this is my homemade Steadicam. These are sticks for painting, stirring paint, acquired at Home Depot. They're free of charge. These nuts and bolts are some lag bolts, about 1/2-inch bolts. This is a little bit smaller bolt. This is a wing nut. And the idea is that you have some counterbalance here, and the center of gravity, this thing right here, if you can get underneath this little ball, this part has to move around as freely as possible. I scored on this thing. I don't know where you would ever find it, but a friend of mine gave one to me. So the principle is that this ball has to be in the center of gravity of the whole apparatus, and that way when you move the camera forward or back, you don't get the pendulum effect. Of course, you got to have a little bit, the center of gravity below this point, otherwise the whole thing will tip over. But the thing should be as close to the center of gravity as possible, so when you move it forward, you don't get a pendulum effect, and at the same time it'll still swing down and find zero, like that. So when you run with this thing, it'll stay relatively stable. So that's how it works. It spins around. This goes like this. This is just a little piece of wood, and this is my camera. This little fuzzy thing here is a windscreen, so when you're running, it doesn't go that type of sound. And this is a wide-angle lens. You put a wide-angle lens on it, then you get a little bit steadier shot. The wider open you have it, the steadier the shot is going to be. So that's it. Pretty simple design, and it works great. TK Steadicam. So this is a prototype for a jib arm, and we got a counterbalance here. Camera is here in the place of this little level. I don't know if you can see the bubble on there, but right about there is level. So now I've designed this, rather than having this be a parallelogram, I've got a little bit more distance between these 2 points than these 2 points. So what happens is, when you go up high, the camera tilts down, and when you go down a little bit further, then it levels out, and if you go down further still, then it starts pointing up. This way you can point at somebody's face and still get the the overall rise in the camera, but still be pointing at a certain thing, rather than just, if these 2 points, this point here and this point here, were exactly the same, then no matter where you put the boom, it would be level with the horizon, which is also a way to do it. But I just wanted to try this design to see how much that camera was going to tilt. And you can see it just needs a teeny bit more space here, and then the camera tilts quite a bit. So yeah, it'll swing here. My hand, this hand here, is the tripod, so to speak. This hand here is where the boom operator stands, and he lifts it up and pulls it down and swivels it like that. So this way we can go right at the person, and as you can see, the camera is still pointing right at that one spot. So you can do like a pan and move across like that, and still point at the same spot in the person's face or whatever. So that was the idea.